incredible. And then someone will sit there and go, yeah, but he had a kid and he wasn't married. Can't you just let people be people and respect them for their monumental achievements and
You know, one thing I'll actually say about this when it comes to people, you know how they'll always say that like hate always comes from those that are below you? Because one thing about a lot of like average people is that when they see people do amazing things, they're always going to find a way to judge it or say it's not that good or be a hater or whatever, even though they can't accomplish it because it makes them feel better. If I can criticize somebody who's living a way better life than me, that makes me feel better than uplifting them. Because think about it like this: if I'm uplifting somebody who's living a way better life than I am, it makes me feel smaller by comparison. It's like it hurts a lot of niggas' egos. It's like if I'm uplifting somebody who's already living a way better life than me, it's like for me or in somebody's head, they would kind of be like, "Brah, my life is so shitty in comparison to them. Why am I uplifting them? I should actually make them feel bad. I should make them feel worse because they're living this better life than me. And in order for me to feel better, I need to kind of like take them down a peg. I naturally have to be a hater. It's like envy and jealousy has to come naturally because it's the only way to make yourself feel better by comparison. And that's just kind of why hate will always come from below you. You know what I'm saying? People who are not people who are below you, but people who are above you will always be in a position where they're not going to hate on you. They're not going to complain about you working hard and getting better or whatever because they're above you. They don't care, you know? So this is also why when it comes to haters, and this is actually something I could talk about when it comes to haters. When it comes to haters, think about a hater's main goal. When somebody's hating on you or whatever, is judging you or whatever. A hater's main goal is to distract you from you doing the work you need to do to become more successful. That's the primary goal of a hater. Haters love when you pay attention to them because that means you're doing less of what? Less of the work that is actually making you more successful than them. That's why a hater's whole goal is to get a rise out of you, to annoy you, to get you off your game. Because they know if they do that, they have control over you and it makes them feel more powerful by comparison. The the best way to fuck up a hater or make a hater feel bad is to just become more successful and completely ignore them. Because when you do that, there's nothing that they can do except for hate. And the fact that they sit there and hate and you don't pay attention to them, it makes them feel incredibly annoyed. It hurts their heart like nothing else. The hate is just basically a cry being like, please pay attention to me. Please pay attention to me because your life is so much better than me. That's why niggas hate because they want you to pay attention to them. Because if you do, then it means like, oh, look, I'm somebody worth paying attention to. I actually feel good about myself. But if you don't give a fuck, you're just like, I don't care if anybody's hating on me. I don't give a fuck if anybody's treating me any type of way. You're like, the hater can just kind of only sit there and just be like, fuck. Like, I'm hating on this nigga so much, but he's just not paying any attention to me. And they endlessly do this. This is what haters do. They just keep going forever until one day, hopefully, you pay attention to them. So don't give them that benefit. Do not give them that right. You know, you only lose ever by paying attention to a hater. No one has ever said in their life, no man who's reached the pinnacle of anything has ever said, by paying attention to my haters, my life was getting better. By arguing with my haters, my life was getting better. You know, at most of what they would do is just like, okay, my haters are my motivators or some shit like that. But they're never really paying attention to them or really giving a fuck about them at all. So that's how it is, man.